Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living
with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Penn.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California with UBN Radio TV, Universal Broadcasting Network, and then syndicated on my CNBC News Radio channel, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and everywhere on iHeartRadio. And this is a show about hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words. No T-words either, no Kardashian talk or the 43rd talk. So, because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And it is Happy New Year. This is our first show in the auspicious, fabulous year of 2018. I am so looking forward to it. I hope you are too. 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homonym for good fortune. So everyone is going to have good fortune this year. I called it, I see it, I know it, and I know it for you. And it started off with a bang already. I got nominated for the Excellence in Entrepreneurship Award for 2018. Thank you very much. As well, I signed a book deal with Morgan James Publishing, New York publisher, and my books will be on Barnes & Noble bookshelf August 7th, 2018. I'm so grateful. The foreword's already been written by Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, and it's been endorsed, already written by Neil Donald Walsh, as well as Muhammad Ali's daughter, Layla Ali. So I'm ramping up. I want you to ramp up. I want you to believe that you can accomplish anything that you put your heart and mind to this year. And a peace in, peace shout out. The first one is for the fabulous citizens of the world I got to meet while I was on a holiday trip to the Great White North, my birthplace, Canada. I know you thought I was Swedish. And a short story to show how small the world is. I was in my Lyft drive on my way to Pearson Airport, and I was talking to Layla about her endorsement of my book, and the driver said, you know, I love her father so much that he named his son Muhammad Ali. So that is how, so a peace shout out to Nazarene and Jawad. Excellent customer service goes out to WestJet Captain Dan and the host with the most, Brian, and crew, Jamal at the Urban Street Restaurant, Pearson Airport, and Annette at a Caruso Ford Lincoln. As you know, everybody's complaining all the time. I want to highlight those customer service interactions that are fabulous. And peace in, peace out. Shout out to the City Summit Wealth Mastery Red Carpet event. Great speakers, great foundation, great people. If you remember, last year, the City Gala event brought me together with Halle Berry, John Travolta, billionaire John Paul DeJorio, and Quincy Jones. This year, it will be Ashton Kutcher. So Ryan Long does it again. He'll be back on the air with me with some of the beneficiaries. This is a man you want to keep your eye on because he's bringing not just Hollywood together, but Hollywood together and linking them with organizations that are minimizing and reducing drug trafficking, sexual trafficking, food hungry, Feed a Billion, all these great organizations that are all about remedying the darkness on the planet, using stars who have their limelight and taking it and shining in those areas of darkness so that we can all be citizens of the world and make this a better place, because we all want to leave this world a better place than when we found it. So I'm grateful for the association. Remember, March 2nd to 4th is when you'll get to see and listen to Ashton Kutcher, one of the speakers. There will be extra ones I can't talk about right now, but go to citygala.org or citysummit.co to get your tickets. And now for today's show, what do you get when you cross Santana with a hug? You get our show today. It is, I have Andy Varga, who is everybody knows him. I've had so many people go, oh my gosh, Santana's going to be on the air. And Rick Morrison. I have people going, oh, Rick Morrison. Don't worry. You're getting equal love and anticipation. We are talking about hugs today because National Hug Day is coming up January 21st, and this is not going to be any ordinary hug day. We are going to be breaking Guinness World Book records. So without further ado, please welcome to my studio Andy Varga and Rick Morrison. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I am happy and grateful. How are you?
I'm the same, just shining off of you.
Aw, thank you so much. And so good to have you, Rick. We've
It's
been trying to
great
get
to
you
see
on
you.
the show for a little while. I'm glad it finally happened.
Yeah.
And we're just going to jump right into introducing the Hug Alliance and the Hug Day by showing you a little clip that's so cute because it has lots of our little citizens talking about why it's important to hug.
Hugs are universal at the same time as energy giving because whenever you hug, it makes another person stay happy.
I think hugs are important because they show love. They show you care.
Can't wait to see you on National Hugging Day, January 21st. My band Soleros will be playing. I'd love for everyone to come. God bless.
Hi, I'm Shonda, and I wrote the book called The Hug Store. And join me at National Hugging Day, where we celebrate hugging. I all want you guys to be there. We think the world needs a big hug. Hugs make us feel better. Please help us on January 21st to set the world record for the biggest hug.
Hi, I'm Kevin Sporting, creator of National Hugging Day, celebrated every January 21st. Join me at the Agape Center in Culver City, California, this January 21st, 2018. Big hug!
Yay! That is so awesome. And Andy Vargas was at the end of that, endorsing the actual day and blessing us all. Can't wait to see you there. I am so excited. It's the reason why I really wanted to support this is because we have a lot of negativity going on. And I believe that if we fight against something, we'll get more of it. So the best way to remedy things that are not working is to move in the direction of something that is working.
Amen.
And hugging is, why hugging? So you're the founder of Hug Alliance. Where'd that come from?
You know, it is. Being anti-anything never really gets you that far. Being pro, whatever your mission, whatever you're called for, is everything. So hugs, much like music, is a universal language. You know, when you hug somebody, globally now it's recognized as a sign of comfort, of peace, of welcoming, of acknowledgement. And those type of things are now universal. And a comment I've made for many, many years was, when you hear a singer, you know, you hear Aretha Franklin sing, or you hear Carlos Santana play a musical note, it transcends language and culture, and it's this thumbprint of universal language.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you actually have a book. I'm going to give you a little love for your book. This is called The Hug Store, and you are co-author with Shauna, who was also on the video, your
Yes.
daughter, and you wrote this book, The Hug Store, which is a beautiful book, but has grown into this giant endeavor that is beyond the book.
It's the scope is really reached beyond the book, beyond what we ever really intended. It almost wasn't a book. So we're so glad this was kind of called forth. But Shauna, this was actually her idea to do this book based on a true story of events that actually happened with her, with my family. And to move that forward she wanted to celebrate when she heard there was a National Hugging Day. And that's how this whole thing kind of all collectively came together.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then you wrangled Andy Vargas to join you in this. How did that happen?
He didn't have to do too much wrangling.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now. No, it was very easy. Rick and I go back. We're old friends from when I used to work at RCA. He was also worked at the record label RCA BMG, and I was an artist on that label. We knew each other then. I felt a connection there, artistic connection, and he always believed in me, always did, and that meant a lot. And I learned through the school of hard knocks that fighting back is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
To join the forces in positivity and change, yourself first, and then you can change someone else.
Right.
So, Rick, as a matter of fact, reached out to me through Facebook. We reconnected, and he's always been a fan of Santana as well. And so, lo and behold, over the years, he was following us as we, grew as a band and toured the world. And that was really special to hear. And he told me about his book. I had recently, my daughter was just born. And
what's her name?
Her name is Alessandra.
Alessandra, beautiful. How old is she now?
She's just turned 4 on the 26th of December.
Great age.
Yeah.
Great age.
And I also have a little Nico. He just turned 1. And I showed her the book, and she couldn't wait until she was going to meet little Shauna. And so we did. We set up a play date, out at the park.
Daddy-daughter play date. So fun.
But it was like this magical thing. I've never seen this in a kind of excitement, really. And so my daughter, she just projected this energy, and she has always, talked of her and so when we talked about the power of hugging, I can relate in many, many ways. First off, with my daughter, and sometimes you just need to hug a child.
Yes.
And when they're crying, and when a parent wants to get upset, frustrated, or if you've had a bad day, and the first thing you do is snap back.
Right.
Boy, they didn't want to hear that. They really needed your love, but they're not telling you that.
Right.
And so now, because of this book, it makes me emotional talking about it. My daughter comes to me and says, "Dad, I just need a hug." And so that changed our relationship.
Right.
And that's going to transcend our whole life, God willing.
Yes.
So anyhow, that's how we reconnected. I'm always working on my musical endeavors, and I'm just grateful to be able to bring it to the Agape Spiritual Center, one of my favorite places close to my heart. Michael Beckwith, I've met him over the years.
It's my big brother.
Different events and things, and his son Kilu is an old friend of mine as well.
Oh, great!
And we spoke. One time Kilu and I were talking, and he said, my dad's a very spiritual person. And I was like, wow, who's your dad? I didn't know this. This was years ago, and then hence The Secret and the Spiritual Center and all of the lives he's touched. To basically give people permission, that we all right.
That's
yeah.
So
I hope his ears are burning. I'll text him. I forgot to warn him. Usually I tell him who's on the air.
Oh gosh.
Well, he'll hear it after. But
Thank you, Michael.
He is amazing, amazing. Thanks, big brother. And he's very humble. Because this is, for him, this is just what he does. But I'm sure he appreciates all of that love. And, when you were talking, 2 things came up. One was da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But we're not going there. Every time you say Santana, that's what I think of. But the other is the power of hugs. And I just wanted to take a minute. I loved what you said, that instead of talking or discussing or teaching or correcting, the first thing, what would the world be like if every time we felt like retorting, we said, hold on a second, let's have a hug, and then we'll continue. Right?
Powerful.
Right?
Yeah.
What would happen? And let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it before we say something that is whatever we think we need. People, my clients all the time say, but I have to speak my mind. And I go, no, you don't have to. You really don't have
It's a
to.
choice.
It is a choice.
Choice is function of awareness, and they're not aware, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I learned that I want to invite you to we talk about how can we love other people? How can we appreciate other people when we don't appreciate ourselves? And the healing work that I've been starting to do, heart-centered healing work, is actually hugging ourselves and saying what we say to children when they fall down.
Yes.
So if you make a mistake, so just take a breath with me now, and remember something that you did or said that you weren't proud of. Okay, so if you're listening right now, just think of something that you kind of regret. You wish you hadn't said it. You wish you hadn't done it. I know I said something over the holidays to my brother, and I'm not proud of it. So I'm bringing that up, and I'm holding myself, and I'm taking a breath, and I'm going to say, it's going to be okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It's okay. In the same way that we say it to a child, we say it to ourselves.
Yes.
And we forgive ourselves first and foremost. And when we can do that on a consistent basis, what will this world be like? We will have peace on earth.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I just felt like doing that. It's a great way to start the year, even for people who have made resolutions and have already fallen off of the whatever, wagon or whatever. It's okay. It's not important that we made the days. It's more important that, okay, so I blew it yesterday. I can start over at any time. Anytime. And we emphasize that with a hug.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you're in that hug for more than a second or two, hopefully it's not a lot of space in between people and
air hug.
Air hug.
Yeah.
Icky air hug.
Yeah, but
but you get that connection point where it's almost like a little mini meditation. There's a pre, there's a during, and there's a post, and you kind of are out of time. From a minute, you are just right there.
Yeah.
And then you can make those higher choices.
Yeah.
And hugs are so powerful. There's so much merging of science and research and everything around hugs now that, it's really okay to hug.
Yeah.
But it does start with yourself. And that's a really good point about we do a hugging selfie Saturday where people send us hugs of them because you can't give it until you bring it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I didn't
that just
even know
started.
that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. And if you just tuned in and you're wondering who I have in my fabulous studio today, I have two fabulous men. One is Rick Morrison, the founder of The Hug Alliance and the co-author of The Hug Store, and Mr. Andy Vargas, who is not just the lead singer of Santana, he also has his own group now called Solaris. Did I pronounce that properly?
Very close. Soleros, but thank you.
Sorry, I'm going to have to put on a different hat with
It's
that
okay.
one.
It's all right.
I like the way you say it better. Tell me a little bit about your group.
Soleros. We are a blend of Latin R&B and Latin grooves and R&B soul. Soleros. Boleros are what I was raised in singing, Spanish ballads, and this were just something that I've been, that's been living within me for many years. And, I've been recording my own songs for many years. And this style of music, my roots of mariachi music has always come through. And I've always loved R&B. I've always loved Stevie, Marvin. And joining the Santana band, fast forward. Carlos, he just, engraved Marvin Gaye in my spirit,
Yeah.
Lou Rawls. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
How did that all happen?
Well, it was, it was Carlos's, search, when Supernatural was released. They had a new album with, English and Spanish again, and, hip hop and some old school, So, there was a casting, or audition, excuse
right.
me. And I was with RCA working with someone, Ron Fair and Dave Novak. Remember those guys?
Yeah.
And they said, man, this thing just really sounds like you. This looks like you. Just go and check this out. So I just went open-heartedly and did the best I could, and Carlos and I connected, and here we are now. I've been able to, experience and learn, ultimately learn from, one of the greatest in the world.
That's fabulous. I heard, or I read somewhere in the research that there was no doubt in his mind. He heard you sing, and he said, "That's it. You are it." And
praise God. We learn. It's just constant learning, and just are we ready to learn? Are we ready to be open and learn? And I know he is, and he said something to me that will always stick in my mind, because I used to be always like a little bird asking him questions all the time, 20 years old in the band, like, hey,
right.
how about this? And finally, I'm sure he was like, hey, man, but
chill.
But I used to say, man, what is it like? I mean, we're going to do this wonderful thing today. This is like, we're going to go play, the Super Bowl, and you have me on stage singing next to Beyonce, and I knew Beyonce from back, in the labels and stuff, and he's like, man, my life is a Super Bowl every day.
Wow. I like
Powerful.
him.
Yeah.
Please bring him on here. If you can get him on here, I mean, that is the key to life. Not just that mindset, but surrounding yourself with people with that mindset that see every single day as a joyride.
Yes.
Every single day for me is a stop on the joyride of my life.
Yeah.
I say all the time, if I should be taken to the next in transition, there is nothing that I regret, and there's nothing that I haven't done to this point that I want.
Yes.
I love my life.
Yes.
I remember the moment when that line between work and play disappeared. I am so grateful and so lucky to do what I do. And the people, they'll hear me vent like, 12% of the time, because you need contrast. But here's another Dr. Marissa Balance challenge. Can you, every single day in 2018, look for the good and be grateful and appreciate what it is, so that you can say, if this was my last breath, I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. You've got it.
Yes.
You've got it. And you've got it. And we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Right?
We're bringing it. Yep.
So enough. I'm talking too much. Sorry. I would like
You're good.
you to explain now what this massive Guinness World Book Records is going to be like a week from now. A little less than 2 weeks from now, we are going to converge on my beloved spiritual community. I'm actually on faculty at Agape, so you're going to have to take one of my classes. But at Agape International Spiritual Center on January the 21st, we are going to break 3 Guinness World Book Records.
Correct.
That is the goal, and we need you. So take it away.
Dr. Marissa is going to go through who actually we do need, but I'm going to back up and just the book that came through Shauna and I, the Hug Store, last year on National Hugging Day, we did a little online social media promotion. Send us your pictures hugging. It was small. It was kind of really a nothing thing, but it was whatever. We did what we could at the time. We set an intention to throw a really big celebration the following year. And that's powerful, because all year long, things just started to come to us. And that is really the beauty in this, is that we started a Hug Alliance. And this Hug Alliance is a group of like-minded organizations that are all putting our social media and amplifying our message. And the founder, Kevin Zaborny, who's a Michigander like myself, he's been doing this 32 years. And it's globally recognized, but it really hasn't had the lift every year that it really, truly deserves. And this year, with participation from Andy Vargas and Soleros, and actually having Huggies be a sponsor to us who really believes in the power of hugs, we were able to say, well, what do we want to do? Well, we want to integrate. We want to be able to tell the world how important hugs are and have research to back it up. So that day we're going to have 4 or 5 researchers, medical doctors speaking about the power of hugs. We're going to have amazing entertainment from Andy Vargas. We're going to have children's things galore, celebrity children's authors. And the biggest of those is going to be all nationalities in one hug. We're striving for 100. We need at least 50 to break the record.
Right. So Guinness Book World of Records has 50 nationalities that holds the record. So we want at least 51. We already have 42 nationalities, and I just went through my Rolodex, and if you're listening, any of my friends, we could use anyone from, are you ready? Denmark, Macedonia, I think I've got that one, I just met him at the red carpet this weekend, Estonia, Israel, Colombia, North Korea, we have South Korea, Mongolia, Tibet, and Ukraine. Now that's just my list. That doesn't mean that, you if you're not from one of those, we still may need you, because we have a list that I'm actually going to post on my site after the show. To you go down that list, and we can have more than even 3 or 4 just for security and backup.
Yes.
So if you're from a small country, especially, I think anywhere that the good news about Russia breaking up is we've got a lot more countries that we can use for the nationalities from the old bloc countries, and that would be great. So the place to sign up is
thehugmob.com. You could also find a link from thehugalliance.net.
And the other one is an interesting one from outer space, a hug from outer space.
Right. So the 2 remaining Guinness World Records that are going to be broke, one is, it's actually an interstellar one where we have partnered with Mattel's Children's Hospital at UCLA, which will have a child there, and there'll be a few children that get to hug an astronaut in the space station with these virtual reality kinetic vests where you hug, and it's actually giving a selfie, hug selfie, and then they feel it and it comes back, and then you feel it down on Earth. So that's exciting. And I actually said to Guinness, are you going to be able to call yourself the world? You have to be like the intergalactic world.
Right.
Records for that. It's
Right.
changing them up a little, pushing it.
Yeah,
and then
sure.
the following is, the last is a 21-second hug, which one of our doctors, he's a clinical psychologist, he calls himself the Hug Doctor. And Dr. Stone will be there talking about why 21-second hugs are important. And he's got a program where you hug 21 people for 21 days for 21 seconds each hug. And the actual nationality group hug will be a 21-second hug to kind of bring that and tie that all together.
Perfect. So January 21st, thehugmob.com and the hugalliance.net are the 2 places to sign up. We do need the sign up. Now the tickets to get in are
it's free. Yeah.
So there's no reason why I should not be looking at your eyes and getting a hug from you on January the 21st, which is a week from this Sunday in the afternoon. And while you're at it, you don't have to come and wait for the event. Please do. This is your personal invitation. Come to Agape International Spiritual Center, which is a trans-denominational, it doesn't matter. We love everyone's way to love. How's that?
Yeah,
It
we
is
love.
We love. Yes,
Period,
we're a place for individual transformation and to support everyone in becoming a beneficial presence on the planet. Big Brother, how was that for a commercial?
It will live stream as well.
It is
going to be live streamed
out of agapelive.com.
Out of Agape, so on livestream.com. And we are also going, for those that are unable to attend in person, there you can register for basically it's a virtual gift bag, which is going to have some amazing things from Andy and Soleros, as well as a lot of other surprises from sponsors and other people in the Hug Alliance. A lot of value in that. We're calling it the virtual hug bag.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful. That's an awesome thing. So I'm getting the signal that it is time to break to thank the sponsors that make this show possible. If you are into love or peace or prosperity and you have a product and service that you would like to highlight on this show about hope and happiness, please do contact me at the number 4balance.org, and we'll get your product and service on as soon as possible. And we'll be back in 2 and 2. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
No way! I'm so cool. I'm so hot. I'm so hungry. I'm so full.
Did that complaining sound familiar to you? Hi, I'm Dr. Marissa, your cheerleader for hope and happiness 88% of the time. And they also call me the Asian Oprah. Well, I have a perfect app for you if you want to lose negative weight and stop complaining. Yes, the 21-day Fast from Complaining with Dr. Marissa app is now available. Every day you'll get a balanced tip that keeps you from complaining, as well as some sound effects. If you do complain and you press a button, it will give you a sound to keep you from complaining. And if you make it the entire day without complaining, you'll get a nice warm hug. And there's a YouTube link also to help you not complain. And then at the end of the 21 days, because it takes 21 days to create a good habit, you'll get an overall score as well as a way to post your triumph with your friends and family on Facebook. So don't complain, have fun, and remember it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Peace in, peace out.
Are you tired of being tired? Are you ready for more balance in your life? Then come to the beach and work with Dr. Marissa, motivational speaker, author, organizational psychologist, and host of the 2016 Podcast of the Year Top 10 in Health award-winning show, Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. If you are ready to choose more hope and happiness no matter what's happening around you, then go to www.drmarissa.tv today. And welcome back. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California with UBN Radio TV, Universal Broadcasting Network, and every Thursday at 7, Saturday at 1 on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel, home of Dave Ramsey and Stephanie Miller, as well as the Asian Oprah, and that is on AM 1050, FM 106.5, FM 102.3, and syndicated everywhere that iHeartRadio is. So there's no excuse to not find more hope and happiness with me. Today, I am so delighted to have two fabulous guys who we've been talking about loving and hugging this whole time. If you missed any of it, you can watch the rebroadcast on Thursday and then next week on YouTube, my YouTube channel. But it is Andy Vargas and Rick Morrison. Andy Vargas is not just the lead singer on Santana. Dun, 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 dun. He is also the beginning, or not beginning. I guess Solaris has been around for a while, but I love that name, Solaris, or Solar. Never mind.
So here you do. You know, Eros is the god of love, the Greek god of love.
Oh, I didn't
right?
even make that connection.
So there's two, meanings to Soleros.
Yeah.
Boleros, with R&B soul, in as far as the style of music, and then our soul. For me, is filled with love, and Eros is a god of love, So I mean,
Love it.
And someone actually brought that to my attention from Canada.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. One of my friends from Canada said, oh, I know why you did it. I said, really? And she said, yes, Eros, the god of love, and
And
they
you
were
didn't.
Greek, and I said, oh my God. It's beautiful.
Another-
You should, shine some new light on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but,
great.
and,
Where are you playing next?
So on the 21st, we play at the Agape Spiritual Center. What time do we start? Maybe 2:30.
The event's
The
2:30 to 5:30, and headlining it a little bit later in that afternoon, but about 4 p.m.
Okay, with Santana, we play at the Mandalay Bay House of Blues, starting on the 24th.
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
For how long? Because
2
I'll
weeks.
plan a trip up there. I would
be my guest.
love to go. I would
Be
love
my
to go.
guest. Yeah. No,
I've seen that show. It's amazing because
you?
it's so
I'm
intimate.
so excited.
So intimate.
Yeah, because I have this free trip, so now I know when I'm going.
Special reason. Yeah.
Totally.
I'll carry the bags.
I'm there.
I'm good.
Absolutely.
We'll be also
absolutely.
playing at the Vibratos restaurant later in the year. Here it's in Beverly Glen, the Vibratos restaurant, as well as Spaghettini's in Seal Beach.
That's my hometown.
Oh, Seal Beach.
I've actually performed there.
Oh, really?
And Najee actually said that I had a voice like an angel.
Well,
Isn't that
you
nice?
Do. Well, you do. Your
Aw.
spirit is angelic.
Oh, thank you.
So that's not
So a
surprising
long
you
time
said
ago,
that.
in my old, I'm a retired lounge lizard.
All
Yeah,
right,
if you listen to
right.
the outro music, that's me singing.
Oh, beautiful.
And then at the beginning too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I like that music.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Maybe we can jam together, huh?
Yeah, come on and jam with anytime.
Oh,
My musicians
I
are
love you.
great. Hello to Joe Mendez, my partner in the band. Rodney Alejandro, and everybody else in the band. Some amazing musicians, great friends. They're here, based in Los Angeles. I opened a rehearsal studio, and we're in there all the time, just working things out. Working out kinks and building something. We have music being released this year. You can find it all at solerosrecords.com, andyvargas.com. And I'm also working on my foundation, the Andy Vargas Foundation.
Tell me about that.
Well, we're mentoring kids and starting a music program in San Bernardino, working directly with the Makerspace program that works in partnership with the City College of San Bernardino.
Oh.
And so beginning in February, I'm here gratefully with my good friend Daniel, who's taking pictures of us and video in the studio here. He will be teaching the kids video and photography. And I have another really good friend of mine, Vision, who will be teaching the kids the audio side of things. We have the city assembly member, Eloise Reyes, who is actually handpicking the children to come and work with us in our program.
Wow.
So thank you, Gar, in San Bernardino, for helping to organize all this. Victor Christie from Sacramento. And I mean, we've just got everyone coming together, and purely the whole focus of this is just to inspire. And I'm just going to do it how I know how to do it. People say, why are you doing like music? Well, duh. That's what I know how to do.
Right,
that's what
right.
inspired me. What inspired you?
Right.
I mean, I used to be, 13 years old and pretend like I was doing all of this, pretend like I was in your seat. And I would have my cousins in, and I put microphones up because my dad, he had all the gear. We put headphones. I had a little realistic Radio Shack mixer, and I held radio shows, and we talked about.
I think we have a new show here at UBN.
So it's what makes it, I wake up every morning just like, wow, what new can we do today in this field, this world? This is a world of possibilities.
Yeah.
And so I want to just pass that along.
Yeah.
And then and just like us getting together and talking, us hugging, us doing that. Kids don't do that.
Right.
They're in here.
They're in their
doing
devices.
This. They're doing this, which on one hand it is connection, right? You are connecting with something, but we are totally in desperate need of it because it is a high tech, low touch society. Everybody talks about that, and here's a solution.
We can't fight it.
No,
right?
You got to join them.
You got to join them. And so we
where
need
they
people
are.
like us to infuse this out there and remind them this, because where is all of this?
Yeah.
Is Apple talking about this?
No.
Right. And
Yeah.
kids are, they're learning from us, but they're born perfect. They're born to connect and hug and do that until we kind of strip them of that because of the culture that we are creating for ourselves with technology and things like that. So, we just keep them in their purest form, which is their essence. Then they just kind of, stay into that.
Yeah.
And that is a really good point. One of the things I loved about with Andy that he was doing with the foundation was that it was so heart-centered around children, because there are, they're the ones that need what's real, and we're bringing back the real for them. I want to help children write books. There's so many things that are coming through me now that I want to be able to do to empower children. But it all, giving back to kids and seeing how they benefit and retain their essence and their authenticity, nothing greater.
No, it is it is a gift. We get more from them than we give to them. I've always, every time I have a bad day, I try to go find a kid. I want to find a kid, and I ask for a hug. And, that's my greatest compliment in my entire life, is that children and dogs love me. That's my, I'll be sitting in I get that from my dad. They'll just, I can make them smile and make them laugh. Please share all of that with me, and I'll also
I appreciate
broadcast it. And I'll get it on my KCAA
Oh,
station.
thank you so much.
Because we're in San Bernardino. over
Oh
there.
gosh, that'd be
So
amazing.
that would be like a perfect.
So we're working in conjunction with KVCR as well. Over
Okay.
there. So
okay.
we talk
Well,
about maybe
I
doing
wont.
some
I'll be
stuff.
mad about that.
Oh,
That is the
okay.
competition.
Oh,
but
are
that's
they
o-
really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm
You gotta
totally
school
kidding.
me here.
I'm totally
Okay.
kidding. I'm totally kidding.
But you know, I would like to say one thing.
Yes, please.
And you know, I'd like to say thank you to Padres contra el Cáncer, you know, and Elvia. There at Padres, because when I started working with them through George Lopez, you know, I sang a song as they were. A good friend of mine, Oscar Cartaya, had invited me to come and play, and I saw they were honoring George Lopez, you know, the work that he's done for them, and you know, I saw a video, and you know, I have a connection to you know, family, you know, lost of cancer, and I said I want to get involved in this, you know, and when I started going to the Children's Hospital and going around and introducing myself to the kids and the families and giving hugs and just introducing Padres, you know, that was what ignited me to start the Andy Vargas Foundation. I'm like, I've got to do this as well, and Elvia has been monumental in opening my eyes to you got to do this work. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you, Elvia, if you're listening to this.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thanks
and
for
that's
your
why,
yes to that.
Yeah, and that's why you're on the show. I mean, I have a lot of people who want to come on the show who are big actors, TV, screen, and it's like, what do you do with your limelight? If you do something with your limelight, you're on. We'll book you. Fran Drescher, you know, to
Love
the
her.
Cancer Schmancer, right?
Love her. I was on her show once.
Yeah, so it's all about what you're doing with your limelight. Corey Feldman, you know, that's why we're here. We're here to take whatever has happened to us. My father died of lymphoma, and so, you know, whatever we can do because of what's happened to us. You know, it's not. I heard this great. I think it was Jason Cisneros this weekend at the event. He said, "It's not what happened to you; it's what happened for you." So if we can all, you know, we're humankind. We are here. You know, all the things that have happened to us are here to happen so we can make one life breathe easier because we have lived and understand what it is like to go through that. You know, that's what life is about. And I hope you feel all the love and the hug energy that has been coming out today from my wonderful guests. Do we have anything else before I ask you my last question? No? Did we cover everything?
I would like
January
to say
21st.
Thank you to Rick.
Oh,
Thank you, Rick. This is big. You know, this is big. What's happening here and what you started and allowed for me to, you know, be a part of and connect and do with you is just, you know, exactly what I want to be doing in my life.
Yeah,
so thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Take
Sean.
that in. Take a breath.
Yeah, thank you.
Just take that in. Yeah, and we don't have roving cameras, otherwise we will be hugging. That was a big hug. And you took the words out because my last question is, who would you like to thank? And you just did that. That's I always ask my guests, the last question is, who would you like to thank for being supportive and helping you be the magnificent being that you are? So you did that. We'll go to Rick. And then we'll come back to you.
I'd like to thank Shauna, my daughter, because she, along with all children, is helping me and others to rise. And it stimulated a title of a book that I used from Uncle Beckwith. It takes a child to raise a village, and wrote around that and how powerful kids are. So I've learned so much from Shauna, my little avatar. Thank you, Shauna.
How old is she now?
She's 7.
7.
Yeah.
I look forward to flashing peace with her and some pictures. Yeah, beautiful. Anyone else you want to thank? You've been like a roving gratitude machine this entire show. So really, is there anybody else that you haven't thanked?
It's what it's what I feel.
Yeah.
And I sweat from it.
Oh.
You know, I sweat from the warmth and that I feel because, you know, that's where I want to live. And, you know, who I met in that frequency and validated that what I felt as a child through my life. Thanks to my parents for giving me that, and my dad for giving me that gift. But who validated that was Carlos Santana.
Oh,
you know, so I mean, I can't even say.
Yeah.
Oh, and tears of the disaffected that keep your heart soft. So good. I love a man that cries.
Yeah.
So and that is it. We could talk for another hour and a half, I'm sure. I'm so grateful to both of you for coming on. Please do meet us all January 21st. Come for the third service at 11:30 at agapelive.com. You can always live stream there and just follow it all the way through. Please do keep in touch with me. Take a look at the nationalities that I'm going to be posting so that we can. Do you know, Guinness, are they asking for passports for proof?
They're not going to ask for passports, but they're going to want a reference that somebody was actually, born
there.
Somewhere, where they were born.
So bring your proof
that
you were born there, which is fine. I mean, this is a serious, we want to do it legitimately.
Yeah, they really want to document it and have a reference, right?
Yeah. So we'll see you January 21st, the 23rd annual 32nd National Hugging. I knew there was a National Hugging Day. Please do join us there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, my guests.
Thank you.
It's been delightful.
Thank you, Dr. Marissa.
Absolutely. And it is time at the end of the show where I close by inviting you to step up to my balance bar. And that is how to balance with me. And I do have some fabulous Asian Oprah giveaways to start off. I have 1,000 tickets. If you are listening and you are living in London, England, or you are going to be visiting London, England, I would like you to go to my website because I'm going to just post the link there. It is for the Best of You Expo in London, England, and that is an event that I will be repeating because I'm going to be speaking for that event March 23rd and 24th here in Long Beach at the Long Beach Convention Center. So the Best of You Expo is where you need to go and register. There's a link there for 1,000 free tickets. Hopefully all my Dr. Marissa listeners that are in the London area can go and attend that and then fly over to Long Beach for the one here. If you would like to, I think they're also still looking for speakers and exhibitors, so let me know if you're interested in that. As well, I am going to be this weekend in San Diego. Please do join me at the ExtremeLeadershipExperience.com. Steve Farber, who did the interview of me in Inc. magazine, is holding a giant business conference / party / CD release / birthday celebration of himself at this wonderful weekend at the San Diego Hilton DoubleTree in downtown. And I will be teaching my balanced Tai Chi Gong, promoting inner peace one breath at a time. So if you're interested in expanding your moving meditation practice, please do sign up. Also there will be Twisted Sister, Jay French, and Sandra Joseph, who is the longest running Christina in the Phantom of the Opera. She's also one of the guests. So it's going to be an amazing weekend. Join me there. ExtremeLeadershipExperience.com. Also, you heard in the ad, 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa is in round 79. So if you haven't signed up already, go to drmarissa.tv and sign up for a good life habit. If you cannot complain for 21 consecutive days, you will get a prize, a pack of my motivational cards. So also get the app that's on both platforms to help you not complain. Also, if you want to come to the beach and work with me and have more hope and happiness in your life, I have one more slot for my 2018 Life Balance Coaching roster. So I would love to have you just sign up to talk to me. We'll do an assessment to see if there's a fit, and then we'll be on our way for more hope and happiness. You can also join me in Sedona the weekend after Mother's Day for my annual Sedona retreat, Balancing in the Vortex, where I'll give you balance tools on how to be more in 88% of your happiness. So the early bird registration goes until February 14th, and that is $200 off. So you'll want to register for that. Next week, well, also, I have to tell you, Dr. Pat Allen, your number one, she was Millionaire Matchmakers therapist. She's been on my show. She's been on Oprah 4 times. She's been on Asian Oprah 6 times. She's coming back for my 7th year on Valentine's show, so you're not going to want to miss that. It is my number one YouTube viewed. I think we're in the 10,000 views just for that episode. So she is coming back. Wanted to let you know that for the February 12th show. I have lots more wonderful people coming next week. This is not usually a music show, but as you saw, I had Andy Vargas today, Santana. I've had Keiko Matsui from Paul Cardall to Tony Tennille from the Captain Tennille to Aaron Dickens from the Manhattan Transfer. If you missed any of those, go to my YouTube channel and watch those. Next week, it's another music. It is the lead singer from Jefferson Starship. Kathy Richardson will be my guest on the show as well. We'll have Zooming In, Sha-na-na. So you can't miss next week's show. Please do keep it tuned to a show about hope and happiness called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, E-I. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Take away the part of me that wants to stay.